10. The Antikythera Mechanism. Many believe advanced gear technology began with the European Industrial Revolution. However, a discovery off the Greek coast in 1901 shattered this timeline. Known as the Antikythera Mechanism, this bronze device dates back to the 2nd century BC. It is often cited by historians like Derek de Sola Price as the world's first analog computer. The device contained at least 30 intricate interlocking gears. It was designed to predict astronomical positions and eclipses decades in advance. Researchers have used X-ray tomography to map its hidden internal complexity. The level of miniaturization found in the bronze work is startling for its era. Such sophistication does not emerge in a vacuum without precursors. Yet, we have found no intermediate designs leading up to this invention. It suggests that complex mechanical engineering was already a mature field in antiquity. The mechanism tracked the metonic cycle with incredible mathematical precision. Scientists found inscriptions acting as an instruction manual on its bronze casing. It effectively acted as a clockwork model of the solar system. This discovery forces us to question what other advanced technologies have been lost to history. The mechanism resides today in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens. It stands as a silent witness to a forgotten peak of human scientific achievement. The Puma Punku stonework. High in the Bolivian Andes lies Puma Punku, a site that defies conventional archaeological logic. The site contains massive blocks of red sandstone and andesite, some weighing over 130 tons. The precision of the stonework is what haunts modern researchers. The stones feature H-shaped blocks with perfectly straight grooves and drill holes. There is no visible evidence of mortar used to join these gargantuan slabs. The cuts are so precise that they resemble modern computer-controlled machine milling. Even today, replicating these joints would require sophisticated industrial equipment. Mainstream theories suggest the Tiwanaku culture moved these stones using nothing but ropes and brute force. Yet the hardness of andesite makes it one of the toughest stones to work. Archaeologists like Jean-Pierre Pratzen have documented the intense labor required to shape such material. However, even with experimental archaeology, the sheer volume of perfectly identical, interlocking blocks remains unexplained. The site shows signs of a sudden, catastrophic destruction, likely from a massive earthquake. This event scattered these heavy stones as if they were children's building blocks. The alignment of these structures also points toward advanced astronomical orientation. Why would an early culture invest so much energy into such hyper-precise construction? The mystery of Puma Punku challenges our narrative of societal progression. It suggests a technical capability that predates historical assumptions by thousands of years. As we uncover more, the site continues to push the boundaries of human history. 8. The Saqqara bird. In the 1898 excavation of a tomb at Saqqara, Egypt, a small wooden object was unearthed. It resembles a bird, yet its features are distinctly aerodynamic. Scientists notice the wings are angled with a dihedral shape, typical of modern glider design. Its tail is vertical, suggesting a functional rudder rather than an avian appendage. While mainstream Egyptology labels it as a ceremonial bird, some aviation experts disagree. Engineers have created replicas and found that the model possesses high lift-to-drag ratios. It can soar through the air with remarkable stability when launched by hand. Could an ancient civilization have possessed knowledge of basic aerodynamics? Or is this a purely coincidental design choice by a talented woodworker? The absence of any other similar artifacts leaves us in a state of uncertainty. Yet the precision of the wing curvature cannot be ignored as mere happenstance. It sits today in the Cairo Museum, waiting for more definitive analysis. We often underestimate the observational skills of ancient artisans. They spent centuries watching nature. Perhaps they decoded flight through pure empirical study. The Saqqara bird serves as a reminder that we lack complete records of ancient innovation. It forces us to ask if humanity had flirted with flight long before the Wright brothers. Whether a toy or a model, its existence remains a compelling enigma. It invites us to reconsider the limitations we place on our ancestors. The Baigong Pipes. In the remote Dalinka region of China, locals discovered a network of pipes embedded in rock. These metallic structures, known as the Baigong Pipes, extend into a salt lake. Geological dating suggests the surrounding rock is over 100,000 years old. The pipes contain high amounts of iron oxide, silica, and calcium oxide. Chemical analysis shows their composition is almost identical to modern industrial steel. Some pipes are tiny, while others measure nearly 40 centimeters in diameter. They appear to form an intricate plumbing network that defies simple explanation. Local scientists initially proposed they were root casts of ancient trees, yet the structural integrity and uniformity of the pipes contradict this theory. There are no signs of wood grain or biological cellular structure. The sheer scale and depth of the network suggest a highly organized construction. Some theorists suggest they were remnants of an ancient advanced facility. Others point to potential geological anomalies that we do not yet understand. The discovery sparked intense interest from global geologists and skeptics alike. We are forced to consider if someone was managing water resources in the middle of the Paleolithic era. Finding such refined metallurgy in a pre-civilization landscape is truly perplexing. The pipes remain in situ, a stubborn testament to a past we cannot identify. They stand as a challenge to the standard timeline of human technological development. 6. The Klerksdorp Spheres. In the pyrophyllite mines of Ottosdal, South Africa, miners have uncovered strange spherical objects. Known as the Klerksdorp Spheres, these items are often found in rocks aged 3 billion years. They consist of a blue-gray metallic material with fine horizontal grooves running around the equator. Some spheres are hollow, filled with a fibrous, spongy white material that turns to dust upon exposure. While some geologists argue they are merely concretions of volcanic minerals, the grooves remain unexplained. The precision of the lines looks almost deliberate, as if etched by intent. Because they appear in Precambrian rock, their presence creates a massive temporal paradox. If they are natural, why is their shape so consistent and perfectly symmetrical? If they are artificial, then the question of who made them becomes impossible to answer. No civilization existed on Earth anywhere near the time frame of their formation. Their existence forces us to look at the limitations of geological classification. Are we seeing a natural process that mimics mechanical design or an artifact from an unknown epoch? The spheres are cherished by collectors and studied by fringe researchers who seek unconventional answers. Each one is a small, hard, enigmatic puzzle that feels like a weight in the hand. They do not fit into any museum category, existing in a limbo of science and speculation. We may never know their true origins, but they continue to intrigue the curious mind. 5. The Dorapa Stones. In the remote Baigong Pipes mountains of China, explorers allegedly discovered strange stone discs. These discs, known as the Dorapa stones, reportedly feature tiny grooves circling their centers. The legend claims they contain ancient, non-terrestrial language inscriptions. Upon discovery in 1938, some researchers asserted they dated back 12,000 years. The narrative suggests they were left behind by a crashed spacecraft from a distant star system. Skeptics argue that the story is a fabrication and lacks empirical verification. Few credible photographs of these discs exist in the public record today. Despite the controversy, the story remains a staple of archaeological mystery lore. It reflects our fascination with the possibility of prehistoric extraterrestrial contact. If they were real, they would be an anomaly of cosmic proportions. For now, they remain at the center of a historical debate that blends science fiction and archaeology. We find stories like this fascinating because they challenge our isolation in the cosmos. They highlight the thin line between documented fact and persistent cultural myth. The Dorapa stones represent the human desire to connect with something far beyond our planet. Even if the stones themselves are apocryphal, the story serves as a mirror for our own curiosity. We continue to look at the mountains and the stars, hoping to find answers to our origin. 4. The London Hammer. In the town of London, Texas, a rock formation yielded a startling object. A metallic hammerhead was found embedded in a piece of limestone. The rock was estimated to be 400 million years old, a time long before man. The metal analysis revealed an unusually pure composition with rare alloys. Traditional science suggests the hammer was deposited by a modern process that mimics fossilization. Acidic water in the ground could have created a mineral crust around the tool. This is a process that can occur in decades rather than millions of years. However, proponents of anomalies point to the iron's purity as evidence of refined technology. It is a striking sight to see a tool of industry frozen in the deep strata of Earth's past. The hammer raises questions about how much of our history we are truly blind to. Did someone lose this tool in a pre-human world, or is it a clever geological prank? The truth lies somewhere between geological possibility and the human need for the extraordinary. It serves as a classic case study in the tension between mainstream theory and fringe discovery. Regardless of origin, it remains an iconic symbol of the unexpected. The object challenges us to remain open-minded while keeping our footing in science. It is a tangible reminder that we haven't seen everything buried in the crust. 3. The Nubian architecture. The Nubian vaults of ancient Africa represent a lost peak of sustainable architecture. Unlike the heavy masonry structures of Egypt, Nubian builders used simple mud brick. Their technique allowed for the creation of soaring arches without the need for timber scaffolding. This is a remarkable engineering feat, especially in a desert where wood is scarce. By angling the bricks correctly, builders ensured they stayed in place through gravity alone. This knowledge was passed down through generations, creating resilient, cooling structures. Today, modern architects look back at these designs as a solution for sustainable housing. The durability of these structures, despite being made of mud, is truly impressive. They withstood centuries of harsh sun, wind, and sand. We often ignore the indigenous wisdom of ancient cultures, assuming they were primitive. However, the Nubian vault proves that advanced structural knowledge can arise from limited material. It is a masterpiece of passive thermal control and resource optimization. Understanding these techniques helps us build better in the current climate crisis. History is full of these quiet, intelligent innovations that shaped human survival. We are finally beginning to see the genius in these simple brick and mud designs. They are a legacy of endurance that offers lessons for our own future. 2. The Paleolithic star charts. Deep within the Chauvet cave in France, researchers made a staggering discovery. Alongside paintings of animals, there are symbolic representations of constellations. These paintings date back over 30,000 years to the Upper Paleolithic era. Modern software has mapped these patterns and matched them with the night sky of that time. The alignments are far too precise to be mere artistic doodles. These early humans were tracking the movement of stars with dedicated focus. This shifts our understanding of cognitive ability in early Homo sapiens. We previously thought symbolic astronomy was a recent development of civilization. Yet, here we find evidence that human wonder and observation began in the caves. The people of Chauvet were mapping the cosmos long before they ever built a city. This reveals a deep, ancient, and persistent human need to understand our place in the universe. We did not start as mindless survivors. We started as philosophers and skywatchers. The stars were our first guide, our first storybook, and our first science. Every culture that followed has echoed this ancient habit of looking up. It is humbling to realize that our ancestors shared our exact same gaze. We are part of a continuous line of humans who have marveled at the stars. The Göbekli Temple, Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, is perhaps the most significant archaeological find of our century. It dates back 11,000 years, predating Stonehenge and the Great Pyramids by millennia. The site consists of massive T-shaped stone pillars, some carved with intricate animal reliefs. These structures were built by hunter-gatherers, a culture previously thought incapable of such organization. The construction required moving monolithic stones, some weighing up to 20 tons. It suggests that complex social organization existed long before the advent of agriculture. Archaeologists like Klaus Schmidt spent decades showing how this site changed our understanding of history. It proves that humans were capable of monumental architecture when we were supposedly just foragers. The site shows evidence of gathering and ritual, creating a spiritual hub in the wilderness. It challenges the conventional view that civilization only started when we began farming. Instead, it suggests that our desire for meaning and community might have driven civilization itself. Every pillar tells a story of a world we are only beginning to reconstruct. It is a place that makes us question everything we think we know about our past. Göbekli Tepe is not just a building, it is a fundamental rewrite of the human experience. As we dig deeper, we find that our history is far richer and more profound than we ever dared to imagine. The story of our origins is an ongoing journey of rediscovery.